This big old hunk of good sweet lovin' is foam interfacing, otherwise known as Pallon Flex Foam. But what you might not know is how useful this can be in bag making, especially if you don't use the fusible kind. Because let's be honest, the fusible kind is a nightmare to get attached. The reason you don't want to use the fusible stuff is because the little glue dots that are on it are so spread apart that by the time you do actually get the stuff to fuse, if you have to birth the bag, it's gonna look wrinkled. And I mean worse than I look in the morning without makeup and moisturizer. The trick is to add a woven interfacing to your fabric before you even begin. Yes, this costs extra money, but it's gonna give you much better results. This ensures that the fabric is stabilized, because if you're just gonna sew in the foam, that's not going to provide additional stabilization, but it will add to the structure of the bag. So how do we get this to attach to this? Two things: basting spray to temporarily hold the two together, and a zigzag stitch. That's right, zigzag. So if you're like me and you kind of invested in every machine except for a machine that can zigzag, whoo, go get one. Since I've somehow painted myself into a crafting hole of only having straight stitch machines, I invested in a little Burnett B38. All you have to do is set your machine to use a zigzag stitch. That's the one that looks like a side-to-side motion, not an up and down like the lightning stitch. Lightning stitch is completely different. First, you need to spray down the foam with a little bit of basting spray. This will help the fabric stick to the foam temporarily. It should not be considered a permanent solution though. Make sure to smooth out the fabric as you attach it to the foam just to make sure you don't get any weird wrinkles. Now it's on to the sewing. For this part, you're just going to zigzag all the way around the edge of your piece. Now here's the ingenious part. The reason the zigzag was used all along the edge was because not only is this basting it to the piece, but it also compresses it, which keeps it somewhat under control for your seam allowances. And that is how you work with foam interfacing and bag making. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments section below the video. Thank you again, and have a wonderful day.